welcome back to Sleepy Town. That's right, today we're going to be joining Sleepy Town, the Ponytown custom server. Now this server is pretty interesting. It's like a crazy fever dream. It really kind of is. It's insane, the things that you can do in here and everything. And I'll get into that in a moment, but I first want to share the character customization and everything like that, because obviously the character customization is something that is a reason to go to certain custom servers and stuff. This one in particular doesn't have anything to offer in terms of character customization. In fact, it's lacking like a handful of features that regular default Ponytown has, such as being able to change your left hooves from your right hooves, and your ears, like separate ears from on each side of your head and stuff like that. So it is missing certain things like that, but overall it has basically everything that regular default Ponytown has. It doesn't offer anything unique or new in terms of character customization, so when you come here, you're not coming here for the character customization, you're coming here for what's on the server itself. And I gotta say, what's on the server itself is freaking amazing. I love it. It's insane. It's so freaking crazy and wild and wacky, and I can't wait to show you. So first things first, we have a couple servers here. We have the test server, the 18+ test server, and the safe test server for PG. And we're gonna go onto the 18+ server and join this, and I'm gonna show you guys all the crazy things that go on in this server, all the crazy madness. You might even see something immediately right off the bat. I'm not 100% sure, because it depends if there's a player there or not. But anyway, so right off the bat, we're in the game, and before I show you the rest of the custom server, I want to show you some of the settings and stuff like that, because in case you didn't notice, there is some actions over here on the right side of my screen, and I absolutely love this. This seems like a very nice feature, a really handy feature. I will admit it's a little bit niche, but it is toggleable. If you go to your settings up here on the top right, you can hit to toggle vertical actions, and that will disappear if you toggle them on or off. I do think there should be some kind of check mark or something like this next to the toggle vertical actions, because when this when this thing is open like this, you can't tell if your actions are there or not on the side. So I think there should be some kind of check mark there or something like that to allow you to kind of see that. I do like this as well. It doesn't replace the action bar that you have down here on the bottom. It just gives you an additional one, which is really nice and really great. I love that. But speaking of actions, let's go to the action settings, because there's some unique actions and stuff like that for the game. So we have a jump action, we have an excite action, which is and a lot of different custom servers and stuff like that. We have like switch items and stuff like that, obviously, like just regular like house stuff, stuff like that. We have things like jumping, like I said. We have winking, which I think looks really cute and adorable. We have scale up, scale down, scale down a bit, round scale, stuff like that. I'm actually not 100% sure how round scale does. I think that resets your scale size and stuff like that. We have all kinds of things like that. There's no unique like expressions otherwise. Like there's nothing else in this little thing here that you can do that you can't do in regular Ponytown or any of the other custom servers. Yeah, so with the actions, you can actually increase your size. So if I click this one here that rounds me up or scales me up, I can scale up to a pretty massive size here. Like I can get to a pretty big amount. The game it gets a little bit weird when you do this, because as you can see, I'm kind of walking through this torch here. You can kind of do that with the trees as well. I'm kind of walking through that tree right now, so it looks a little bit weird. Let me turn on my visible obstacles and stuff like that. See, as you can see, I'm kind of walking through that tree right now, and it makes no sense. The shadow is on my leg, but at the same time, it's like it does a weird thing. That's what I'm saying. So weird things like that happen, and that's totally fine. I actually 100% fine with that. I just want to point that out, that if you have some kind of issue with that sort of thing, that's what happens when you get really big and stuff like that. And another thing about being really big is sometimes you get really big like this, and it can be hard to see other players around you. So like these players here, you need to be weary about stuff like that, because if I'm just chilling right here or whatever, and there's players right there, I might cover them up without realizing it. And basically what I'm saying is, if you do decide to make yourself massive like this, just try to be careful and try to be weary of your surroundings and stuff like that, because it's not very nice to just block characters by making yourself super massive and everything like that. But you can also scale yourself down a bit, or scale yourself down and everything like that. You can get down back to your default size in a matter of minutes here, matter of seconds. Once you're back to your default size and everything like that, there's a neat little thing that you can do where you can actually turn your character upside down. Now this is a very weird thing that you can do as well, and it also creates all kinds of weird wacky situations and stuff. But you can actually change your size to be smaller than normal, to the point where you're upside down. So to do that, all you're going to do is go to your scale down. You're going to press that once you're at your default size. It's going to look like you're invisible, and technically you kind of are. Oh, what in the fucking hell? What in the hell? What the hell was that? What the fuck was that? What the hell was that? What the fuck? Okay, I'm not sure what that was. But continuing on. What the fuck? Continuing on. Once you're down to this point where you're basically invisible, in fact, you can actually type and everything like that when you're this size, and it will look like there's a ghost talking to people and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. You can want to prank your friends and stuff like that. You can kind of leave for a bit, then turn yourself all the way down to tiny shrink, and then come up to them and kind of talk to them and stuff like that. If they don't have their chat log open and stuff, they won't see that it's you right away. So, because you can't even hover over the character when they're this tiny. But anyway, if you want to be upside down, just what the heck? What is going on? What the heck is going on? Once you're like this, you can... What the fuck? It's so many clones in my OCs. What's happening? What the fuck is happening? There's so many birthmarks and stuff. There's so many birthmarks. And Skellas and Rose. What the heck? What the heck? Even sugar clouds. They're like all randomly changing sizes and stuff. But like I said, if you want to... Oh my god. Oh my god! Run! Run away! What is happening? What the fuck? Oh god, okay. The developer is probably pulling a prank on me or something like that. But anyway, if you want to be upside down, just go to that like invisible size and then just press the scale down button again and you'll be upside down. Again, that creates weird things. And this is insane. This is insane. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the hell? This is that's insane. That's insane that they can even do that. Like, what even is this? I can't hover my mouse. Oh, I can't hover my mouse over some of them, I think. Oh, no, I can't. That was the sign. Oh, God. I'm about to break. The game is about to break for me. This won't happen when you play, by the way. Or at least I don't think it will. Hi there. Oh my god, it even displayed on me. What the fuck? Oh yeah, by the way, if you talk when you're like this, it makes you upside down. It like the message is still upside down. So if I say hello there, it's like still upside down. It's like the character's here, but it's actually up here. The game gets weird, like I said, when you do this. But back to the settings. There is some weird, unique things that you can do with your settings. Yeah, you can be my friend. That's fine. There's weird things that happen when you go to your settings. Not weird things that happen when you go to settings, but there's plenty of things that you can do to your settings that are pretty cool and unique. The chat bubbles. This is the number of chat bubbles displayed above your character's head. So, for example, if I want to say, like, hello, like that, and then like that again, you can see that there's 3 chat bubbles above me, and it just stacks over top of each other, so you can kind of get an idea of them and everything like that. So that's a pretty cool feature, and allows you to go from anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 to even 4, which I think is pretty cool. I think 3 is a pretty fine number for that. You can show your FPS, which is a normal thing. You can show these debug grid lines. I'm not 100% sure what you would want these for, unless you were a developer or something like that, or if there's some other thing that you can do with it that I'm unaware of, then let me know in the comments, but I don't actually know otherwise. So you also have, of course, things for your chat, the 24-hour, 12-hour format thing that I mentioned in the previous thing and everything like that. You have the font size, which didn't seem to change the font size for me at all, at least not when I was in that. I guess maybe it's for the chat log specifically. Yes, there it is. It's only for the chat log. It doesn't do it in game. It just does it to the chat log and everything like that. But yeah, that's a pretty cool feature and everything like that. I really like that, you know, being able to change that font size and everything like that. People that, you know, have, you know, eyesight problems and everything like that, that's very useful for them. Obviously, I turned it up to 100 because I'm being funny and trying to be specific about how massive you can make that, but you can make it pretty tiny as well. Like, what happens if I make it 0, actually? Does that just break it completely? It doesn't. It just has a default 0. Okay. But yeah, there's some pretty interesting things that you can do with your settings alone, and the settings is pretty cool. I like the, you know, the uniqueness of these settings, because I think that's another reason that sets the custom server apart. But yeah, there's some pretty wacky things that you can do. You have this food stand here, which isn't necessarily wacky or anything like that, but I can hide underneath it when I'm upside down and stuff. You can get different foods from there, like this cotton candy. You can also get a car. You can also just get in this car here and everything like that. You can just press this sign and boom, you're in a car. Since I'm upside down because of my size, I'm upside down in a car as well. A weird thing that can happen is you can actually print while you're inside the car, so it does like an upside down hoppy thing when when you're upside down, I guess, anyway. But yeah, there's a pretty cool thing that you can do with the card like that. Normally when I don't do the jumping thing, it actually lags for me because of how fast I'm going. But yeah, you can be in this car and everything like that. Let me reset myself back to like default size. There we go. Okay, so even when you're inside this car, you can't scale yourself up when you're inside the car unless you're smaller than average, but you can shrink yourself a little bit, like just a little bit and a little bit at a time until you're basically tiny as heck. So you can get pretty small in this game, like I said. So you can actually change your size while you're in this and stuff. Yeah, there we go. You actually can equip a shovel and everything and kind of do some grass art. So if you're, you know, a fan of grass art and everything like that, if grass art was something that you loved about old school Ponytown, you know, they eventually removed that feature and everything like that. But if you really like grass art, you can come here and explore grass art and everything like that. This is a prancing pony I made a while ago. I made this little prancing pony in the first take of this video. This is the best I can do. But yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want as long as you have the shovel. Just kind of click on these little tiles or whatever and kind of yeah, click on the grass or whatever and kind of make like a little square. Let's make a little square. Let's make a little square or whatever, and it won't go away ever whatsoever unless another player has a shovel and they come up here and start ruining it or whatever. It just won't disappear, unlike regular Ponytown where it will. When it comes to your island and everything like that, everything is pretty much the same for your island, and there's not really much else to say about certain things. Like there's pretty much nothing else really to say about the custom server, but I do want to show you one more thing, and that is actually 3 more things, because you have donuts here. So if you want donuts, you can grab some donuts here. I like myself some donuts. You can also grab some pizza here, which is fun and everything like that. You also have a map. Unfortunately, the map seems to be broken, at least for me. I'm not sure why that's happening. Like no matter how much I zoom out, it's still just, it's broken. Actually, you can zoom out pretty insanely far, all things considered. Like that is as far out as I can zoom out. I'm not doing any kind of editing trick or anything like that. I'm literally just zoomed out that much. There I am back on this island now. You can just zoom out like an insane amount. You can zoom in an insane amount, and the reason why is because you can increase the size of your character. But anyway, if I go over here to the party house or whatever like that, there's no unique furniture or like tiles or anything like that, but you do have some unique looking tools and everything like that, which the saw tool is probably my favorite because it's literally just a knife. It's just a knife that you can just carry around, and it places walls because it's technically your wall tool, and I like that. I think that's pretty neat. You also have the broom, which seems to be some kind of nightstick or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what it is. And then you have your hammer, which is a stop sign for some reason. I'm not sure why. And then of course you have your shovel, which is just a regular default shovel. So other than that, there's nothing else really to say about the server overall. I believe I went over everything. If I forgot anything, let me know in the comments below and everything like that. If there's something else that I need to know about the custom server, let me know as well, because maybe I can do a follow-up video or something like that. Maybe I can do some kind of something. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. There's nothing else really to say other than, like I said, be wary of other players when you're in this custom server, because like I said, you can get to an insane amount. You can get to an insane size, and once you get that big, it's very easy to just block characters and make them uncomfortable, and just overall like, oh, I can't see my character, hey, can you move, and stuff like that. Please be wary of players like that, because there's people that will just unintentionally or intentionally just go to the massive size to block characters like this or whatever. So just don't do that, and yeah, have fun overall, because this custom server it has a lot to offer just because of how wacky it is. I would love to play like hide and seek here, because you can be upside down. Obviously this would be against the rules because you're invisible at that point, but something like being scaled up a tiny bit like this or whatever, maybe that's allowed, who knows. Or maybe you're not allowed to decrease your size at all unless you're upside down. So like if you want to be upside down, you can do that to hide. Like I'm literally inside this tree right now, like I'm hidden. There's no way anyone's gonna find me unless they just know I'm here, or they're paying very close attention. So playing hide and seek here would be pretty fun, not gonna lie. But yeah, that's it for the video. I do hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please do like, subscribe, and share, and do all of those wonderful things. I make Ponytown content all the time, like basically three times out of the week, every week, all the time, as well as some other random things sprinkled here and there. And I do hope that you subscribe to see all of that, because that's the only way you can see any of it. And yeah, do those wonderful things, and until next time, please do like, subscribe, share, and do all those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.